Maractus, the single-stage dancing cactus Pokemon. Maractus is about 1 meter tall, or 3 feet and 3 inches tall, weighing 28 kilograms, or about 62 pounds. This Pokemon first appeared in the Unova region. But what went into the design of this Pokemon, or what is it based on? Let's take a look at the things that make Maractus. Starting things off with the second half of Maractus' name, Cactus, based off the bunny ear cactus or Opuntia. Hopefully I said that right. Now, the exact species that Maractus is based off is not the one pictured behind me. These are just the ones that are in a similar family that I live near that I figured I could go to and shoot in front of for this segment. Because this cactus is supposed to be known for its pretty flowers and its fruit. I think these do actually bear fruit, but it is winter right now. It's like 30 degrees right now, so these might not just be giving fruit right now. But quickly, as you look at the shape of them, you can very quickly see where they got their name of bunny ear cactus. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up right here, but this one right here is like a perfect side profile of a bunny, of a rabbit. So perfectly fits its name and is very easy to see why this one would become a Pokemon. It's a plant that can also just be more anthropomorphized. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but into an animal, and being the perfect blend of two different inspirations, because some Pokemon are just one inspiration, but the better ones have more than one, and being able to kind of just use one as a 2-for-1 works great for Maractus. These plants are actually only native to America, but due to trading during the 16th century, these cactuses made their way over into Europe, and nowadays can be found in Southern Europe, Northern Africa, and Australia, and can actually be considered invasive species in all of those regions. Now, the region of Unova, where Maractus was originally found in, is based off New York, and New York itself does have a native species of these prickly pear cactuses in them, called devil's tongue, or scientifically Opuntia humifera. I don't think I'm saying any of this right. And it's actually the only native cactus to the state of New York, making perfect sense for a Unova region cactus Pokemon to take that one as its main inspiration. Now, the term prickly pear cactus is actually, the prickly pear part refers to just the fruit, which, like I said, I believe these do bear, but unfortunately, right now, they don't. Now, let's get an idea of what Maractus would look like in the real world, kind of based on these. Maractus measures at about 3 feet 3 inches. So I got a tape measure here, and let's see, in comparison to this big bush, I don't know if bush is the right term for cactus, but this big collection of cactuses here, and see where Maractus kind of falls on here. Hopefully, the camera picks it up well. All right, let's place it down here. So Maractus would be a little shorter than this top stem here. Let's see, if the base of this tape, if the tape measure itself is 3 inches, then including the tape measure, this is about how tall Maractus is. So it actually kind of goes perfectly with the rest of these cactuses here, and could seemingly fit in perfectly with a bush of them here, being about the size, maybe a tad bit smaller than the taller stems here. Again, I don't know if stem is the proper term, but that's the one I'm using. Now, I hope I did a good job here of representing probably the most recognizable and easy to point to inspiration for Maractus, the cactus side of here, the prickly pear, the bunny ear cactus, the Opuntia. But this is just one element that makes this great Pokemon. So let's look at the other things that make Maractus. Now, with the first part of the name Maractus, Maracus, being another very important inspiration for Maractus. Now, physically, it doesn't look like there's any maracas on Maractus itself. But that's because I think Maractus itself is supposed to be the maraca. As it's stated in kind of multiple Pokedex entries, that when it dances and moves around its body, it makes a sound similar to that of the maracas, specifically in warding off bird-type Pokemon from its flower seeds. Now, the maracas are very popular in like Latin and Cuban music, but the maracas themselves and similar instruments have been seen in a lot of different indigenous groups, from Africa to the Americas, in various different cultures like the Tupinamba, apologies if I'm saying that wrong, which is located in modern-day Brazil, or the Guarani, which is in modern-day Paraguay. Now, New York acts as like this melting pot. Once again, New York being the basis for the Unova region. So really, any culture does kind of make sense to be represented within the region. But Maractus itself, especially this inspiration, seems to be more based off of other cultures rather than the main one from the real-world equivalent of the region it's from. Maracas being maybe some of the oldest instruments out there due to how simple they can kind of be to make. Now, back in the day, they were kind of more raw hide, wrapped around different sticks with seeds, pebbles, things of that nature wrapped inside. Nowadays, they can be made of a bunch of different materials, some more natural, like some of the raw hide still being used, or more synthetic, these ones being... I doubt this is real wood. I don't think this is real wood, and probably plastic beads inside these. These were just like the cheapest thing I could find on Amazon, being upfront about that. But yeah, very easy to make instrument in comparison to some of the more recent inventions in music. Hence why there's so many different versions out there in the world, so many different cultures creating them just on their own merit. And now you're supposed to hold them by the handle, but when they're in my hands, I kind of just want to hold them by the bulb, Like I kind of just want to hit like a... I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but that's just how I feel when I have them. But I'm going to look and try and find a song that I can very simply play here with the maracas. I have no musical training, no musical talent, no rhythm. We'll see what happens. But I need like coordination with my hands. Like independent from each other. If one's moving, the other one wants to move. This is going to be tough. Man, I looked up easy. On your arm. It won't do any harm. Shake it on. Well, this guy is probably more my style if I had to take a wild guess. Okay, there's not like a super easy play along thing where it's just like swing left, swing right, swing left, swing left, swing right. So I'm just going to freestyle real quick. These are very fun to play with though. I mean, yeah, it's definitely like this. Feels like a great early introduction instrument, and then as you kind of get more used to them, maybe being able to play some higher level stuff with the maracas. Right now, I can't do anything with these, but they're just fun to get your hands on and feel the rhythm of. So these are really cool, and it kind of just makes sense because I feel like these ones complement dancing the best. Like just while having them in your hands, kind of dancing along, makes perfect sense for the dancing cactus Pokemon to have like the beads inside it, making a maraca noise as it dances along, being the instrument itself. I think it's a great compliment to the idea of Maractus, these being a perfect inspiration for a great Pokemon. Now those are the inspirations that obviously go into the main design of the Pokemon and then in the name itself. But what are some other designs that maybe aren't directly in its name that could still be influencing Maractus? Okay, so I went out and recorded footage of this bunny rabbit at a nearby petting zoo. But since there were other people around and, gonna be honest, not entirely comfortable recording in front of other people, especially something like this, I just got footage of the bunny itself. Hopefully that'll do. Again, I'm sorry. But to what we're actually here for, rabbits aren't a specific species. The size of them really varies, smaller breeds being around 4 pounds and the larger breeds being upwards of 20 pounds. Either way, noticeably lighter than the 62-pound, on average, Maractus. But this makes sense as it's also larger than rabbits themselves, as the European hare, one of the largest species of wild rabbits, can be up to 70 centimeters or 27.5 inches, smaller than the 1 meter or 3 foot 3 inches Maractus.
This little guy here, I didn't get a measurement on, I didn't get a weight on, but he's definitely on the smaller side of the range of rabbits I've listed so far. Okay, so quickly, just wanted to correct something here. So hares and rabbits are separate species. Mainly the hind legs of the hares, probably the biggest thing. But I'm still going to include it here because they are similar enough. I think most people wouldn't mind that, including it here when I was talking about Maractus and like the biggest species of rabbit when I actually mentioned a hare. Also because another defining characteristic of the hare is that it has bigger ears than rabbits, and I think the ears of Maractus is the biggest thing you could point to as an inspiration from the animal instead of the prickly pear cactus. And since the hare has the bigger ones, I think it still makes sense to include. But I just wanted to clarify that, yes, hares, rabbits, separate species. Rabbit and bunny are the exact same thing, though. Just wanted to clear that up. Now, New York itself does have two native rabbit species, the New England and Easter cottontail, but the reason for Maractus looking a little bit like a rabbit is more inspired and a play on the bunny ear cactus, which is a species of the previously mentioned prickle pear cactus. But since there's a reason that cactus is named after, the bunnies themselves, I would feel like I would be missing out if I didn't properly showcase the bunny inspiration that Maractus could take, in the biggest thing being the floppier ears sometimes that Maractus can kind of show to have. And I'll have to check. I want to see, maybe in the anime, maybe we see it hop around to move. But if not, just the ears itself kind of really being the only real link to the rabbit inspiration. But that's going to do it for this more minor inspiration. But again, wanted to cover all my bases here. So here is the rabbit and how it might have inspired Maractus. So Maractus is obviously very much known for its dancing. Specifically like Spanish-style dancing. The one that the Bulbapedia specifically mentions is Son Cubano. It originated in like the 19th century in, I think, Eastern Cuba, heavily influenced by Spanish music and African influence as well, creating, a really great and beautiful style of music that obviously comes with dance. I'm going to be looking up an instruction, video here and trying to do some for you. Stereotype me. I don't got sauce. I don't have it. I've never had it. It's not in the blood. And I know there's people that look like me that got it. Not here. Not this branch. We don't have it. It's sap is, drained of sap. No sauce. No nothing. But I'm going to do my best for y'all. Hopefully it's not offensive. That's my biggest fear. If any of this is wrong and any of this is inappropriate, comment it down below. Always open for corrections, and anyone who knows any better than me, commenting down below respectfully. All of this is based on respect. Here's me trying. All right, first I guess I want to give a big shout out to Messina Dance. It's not his fault. I'm gonna All right. Oop. Okay. I know the lighting is weird. I'm going to do this one more time of the dance with the maracas in my hands to maybe look even more like Maractus, and maybe hopefully that can help see why Maractus is the way it is, the way it dances, the way it looks. Maybe it'll help kind of make everything kind of come together. Also, imagine me with bunny ears on, and you have Maractus. Paint me green, put bunny ears on me, and watch what I'm about to do. That's fucking Maractus. If I knew how to edit better, can't tell if I got better or not. I think I got worse. But that is it for the dancing inspiration behind Maractus. From cactus to maracas to bunnies to son cubano dancing, that is everything that inspires the wonderful Pokemon that is Maractus. Now, before y'all head out, which Pokemon do you want to see me do next? In this series, I'm in the San Antonio area. I want to be able to go out and see these animals or see these plants or see all these things that are around them. So if you know anything in that area or like the Texas type of environment that maybe I could do, please comment that down below. And if you enjoyed this series, please comment down below something, anything, and subscribe. And if you are capable, making it this far in the video is already more than enough, but if you could become a member to help me have the money to go out maybe even further and do even more in this series, it would mean a lot. But once again, like I said, making it this far is more than enough. But yeah, any other ideas for this video? This is the first one I've done. I've got a lot of work to do, a lot of refining to do on the series. But if you stick with it, a beautiful product will be there at the end to give me ideas. And also, how should I format this video? Maybe the formatting you want to see different, a little different for it. And when I do multiple stages of Pokemon, like how should that be formatted? Just once, like go over the first stage, go everything with it, and then just for the later stages, talk about what got added. Is probably how I'll do it. And then also for when there's multiple stages, because this is a one stager. When I do multiple stages, should I name it? Should the video be named after the first stage or the last stage? Comment down below what you think. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep gaming, and fuck Nico Harrison, and fuck Jerry Jones.